Sentire Media.
Well, there you are. Thank you so much for downloading the podcast from Italy. We are in the beginning of March, but we're going to pretend like this is the end of February because we needed to get a February one in.
A day late and a dollar short, folks.
Hey, I'm Jason. That's Ashley. We are sitting at Cacamone, which is a tiny little agriturismo in the middle of nowhere in central Italy. And you've done well to download and listen.
Ciao, ciao.
Let's jump into it.
So what has been going on for the last month? We had the end of boar hunting season come to a close, which means we went to the lunch with all the boar hunters, and as per usual, it was a blast. And
nope, none of my guys showed up.
well, that was for me. It was a blast as usual, but it was hilarious because we ended up at a table full of ladies who usually were sitting with them and their husbands, and we said, well, where are the men? Thinking they live like three houses
walking
down.
distance.
So it's like, oh, maybe they're just on their way. And they go, no, the men decided to stay home today. And Jason was like, of course they did. But I also thought it was hilarious is that was like a ladies' day out with the four women and multiple generations and including Emma in her 90s and get all dolled up to go to the end of the boar hunters lunch.
But other than not having any of my guys there, it was fine.
Yeah, but it also signals the valley is quiet.
Yeah, we have the valley to ourselves now because about a kilometer after us, the road is basically impassable. I mean, if you have a off-roading car with four-wheel drive and you don't mind getting your car filthy muddy, you can get by this little spot.
A lot of cars turned around.
But yeah, it's basically unpassable. So there's no mushrooms. The black truffles are not really around yet.
And enough locals know that the road is shite, that they're not doing that kind of evening drive where you could kind of take a long drive and go from one town to the other doing the long back road there's still that kind of nice evening drive for some people, whether it's to just go be looky-loos or see if there's animals passing or just as a drive after dinner or something, and none of that.
Yeah, there's two cars a day. One of them's Pierangelo, the farmer at the end of the valley, and the other is the guy felling trees.
Works for Pierangelo.
Works for Pierangelo. So that's
and that guy
it.
doesn't have to go to the spot where the road's shit.
No, he stops before. So yeah, it's been like the valley is almost ours. It's been nice the last month or so.
And what other we've been busy with projects?
Well, we always get a night. I know most everyone else is still in hard winter, but we had a nice little 10-day high pressure, beautiful weather, get stuff done outside.
This happens every year. No matter when we've had the harshest of winters. I remember winter, it could have even been that crazy one where we had all that snow. But I remember one time where the whole driveway was so covered with snow, we were trying to shovel it out and ram the little red car up it to try to break it apart. But we were in T-shirts because it was so nice out.
Yeah,
so
we always
get
a little spit of nice weather. The trees have started to swell, and we have two fruit trees that are blossoming way too early. That's bad. We are going to get another freeze.
Oh, for sure. Especially the onions said.
But we got a bunch of work done. We fertilized and pruned most of the trees.
And the berries.
The berries are ready to go for spring. We are redoing the garden boxes around the house. So shoveled all the dirt out of them, knocked them apart, and now we have to go get the materials to put them back together again.
We're thinking train travies.
Train trussels.
Sorry.
Trussels?
They're called travies here and trussels.
Yeah. Traverses.
Yes. And you planted how many carciofi?
50 artichokes.
There you go.
Which we had artichokes a few years ago, but
and they did decent.
They did okay, and then we had one of our neighbors was kind enough to plow the garden for me, and I told him about the carciofi, and I had to go back up to the house for something and came back down, and they were plowed under. So we'll try again.
Not a whole lot to report on Gaggi and Rosanna. During the winter, they don't spend as much time up here because the house is colder. But they did come up just last week, and I think they're still up here. Anyway, I went to meet Rosanna basically to head her off instead of popping by the house that afternoon. We just were like, oh,
The road's so crappy, and
it was just like, let me just go head her off and go say hi. So she had me meet her at Maria Moki's house, who Maria Moki is the kind of one of those matriarchs of Piobico. She's in her late 80s, and she's the mother of she had 3 kids, but there's only one still surviving. Anyway, they're kind of a big name family out here, and but they're halfway between here and town, and she's the last one left in the house, and she's very kind. She's like that perfectly plump grandma feel of like a hug and like kind of almost a cartoon drawing of a grandma. Very sweet. So it was like, yes, perfect. I'll stop by and say hi to Maria and Rosanna and chat with the ladies for a little bit. So we're sitting in the kitchen and little kitchen dining room, which they have such a cool old house. The dining room is there's double glass doors closing it off and keeping it warmer, and the side that's like the little dining room by the kitchen side has, what do you call it when the fireplace is like a waist high hearth, and then underneath that is like the boxes, so you could
it's in an oven underneath.
I don't know if they actually ever used it as an oven, but it does have those holes.
Yeah, and they also have French burners in the top there that you could put pots on.
You can,
or put something
exactly.
Like that. They have one of the most incredible old school. You could roast a whole pig. It's huge.
Inside in the dining room, and it doesn't feel like, oh, it's too big for this.
No,
I don't know.
It just works. It's incredible.
It is the whole half of the wall of the room, and it was just kind of, I don't know. Sometimes even after being here 20 years and visiting their house many times, it's like you sit there still and you just kind of zone out looking at this, going, "This is incredible," and the fire's going and all of that. So we're just chatting, and something comes up about cleaning ladies, and that our season's gonna start, and we're gonna need to start looking for some help again too. And they start talking about how Maria has this wonderful cleaning lady from Brazil and how she just loves to iron. And first thing she does when she gets to Maria's house is she just starts to iron. And then what else? What would you like me to do after that? And Rosanna, who's Gaji's wife, and like our adopted mama, she just, without skipping a beat, so matter of fact, like she's been dying to say this, was like, Ashley does not like to iron. And I said, this is true, I don't. And then she decided to continue. Then the list, Ashley also does not like to cook. And I said, no. So I married a chef. She goes, she will do laundry. She does do laundry. And I thought, oh, wow. But she basically was peppering off a literal laundry list of reasons why I'm a bad housewife.
Well, if you go back to years ago, we were sitting around the table one night, Gaji talking shit or whatever, and I somehow bring up how I'd like to go to school for like a housewife. If there's a school in Italy, because all the casalinghe, the housewives, do their like the laundry so beautiful, laid out, and like, where do you learn all these old style like tricks and tips and stuff from being keeping a home? And I go, because I want to send her here,
and I'm cracking up. I know.
And Rosanna deadpan, she didn't think this was funny at all. She not that we're making fun of Ashley, but.
I mean, I don't care. It's true.
No, she deadpan like she should have. She says she should have learned that from. It's not something you go to school for. She should have learned it from her mother.
That was exactly.
And I was like, damn.
Oh shit. Too bad I don't care. But if I did care, that would have been such a burn.
Oh man. Anyway.
Oh my god. So then it continued. A little bit later, a little break.
It's really funny because 90% of this is a 90-10 split. I get most of the shit flipped towards me, which I'm fine with. I love it. But it's just always good once in a while. Come on.
even it out. Jason loved all of this. Then we're watching the Olympics and stuff, and then Mario just was dying to offer me something. Like she said, "Do you want a coffee or a tea?" And I said, "Oh no, thank you." And then she said, "Oh well, you have to try some of my limoncello." She makes this like crema di limoncello, and Rosanna loves it, which is hilarious because Rosanna won't drink wine at all, but she'll have like a glass of prosecco for a cheers.
Yeah, she won't be
But she
weird
does
about
a little
it, but
bit, like sometimes the after dinner drinks. She's got a sweet tooth, but anyway, Rosanna was like, "Yeah." So she gets up and then she also hands us this tin of chocolates because it's just past Valentine's Day, and Rosanna goes, "Oh, have a chocolate." So I was like, "All right, fine, I'll take a chocolate." And I look at Rosanna and I said, "Ooh, are any of these vuoto, like empty?" She goes, "Vuoto?" Like, I thought she meant like the way she said it was like, "You're crazy." At first I thought she was going to say, "They're all empty. What are you talking about?" But I know Italians. We've been here long enough. They love these things called pocket coffee. That is
this isn't pocket coffee.
I know, but I knew from our
you don't like the filled.
I do not like
things.
filled chocolates, and especially the Italian way where it's filled with, I won't use the word I normally use, but like liquid, where if you were to bite it in half, like it could like dribble down your lip or something, or you're like, "Oh my God, I wasn't expecting there to be like actual, like a pocket coffee." I thought, oh, it's like a chocolate flavored coffee bean kind of thing. No. If you go to bite it in half, there's like a little thimble shot of espresso in there. It just like spills out of your face. Anyway, she said, "No, they're all filled." And I was like, "Okay, no, thank you." So then Maria came back with the limoncello, the crema di limoncello, and was like, "Wait, why won't you have a chocolate?" And Rosanna goes, she also doesn't like chocolates. And then she stops for a split second and goes, and this was, I think, this and ironing were the two cardinal sins of the day. She goes, "She doesn't like tiramisu." Like, why did that need to get brought up? It wasn't like that was offered. It was just like, and can you believe this bitch? She doesn't iron and she doesn't tiramisu. She doesn't like tiramisu. And everything she would say was true. I would just matter of factly, it's true, yeah. But so we had the crema di limoncello, and Rosanna tried to talk a little more shit, and it was hilarious. And then that was it. I headed home and knew Jason would enjoy it so much that exactly I got it for the afternoon instead of usually him.
Excellent. What else you got on the list?
What else is going on? Well, it has been one heck of a time for, like we were saying, Italian television with the Olympics and then Sanremo. So Sanremo is Italy's most important week of television for new music. And it was funny, even the old ladies in their 80s were like, "Oh, Sanremo comes on at 8:30. Are you going to watch?"
Because it determines the Italian entry into the big Eurovision competition.
Exactly. So I'll explain this slightly for anyone who is actually interested. Sanremo is at a theater in Sanremo, Italy. It's the name of the town. It's a structured competition spread across 5 evenings, and weirdly, they sing the same original song multiple times.
They don't change their song. They sing
No.
every time. If they make it to the next night,
They
keep their song.
Because each night, here's what I didn't realize: each night is a different judging. So one night is like the judges, one night is the public, and then one night is one's professional judges, one's demoscopic panel. I don't even know what that means. And then one is the public televoting. And then they have one night, which is like the wild night. And that's where they do covers. And when they do the covers, then they have other big name stars come, and big name Italian stars, sometimes Americans, like they just had on Nora Jones. But that's all she sang Italian. Like they sometimes will do some American, like English speaking songs, but usually it is like Italian pride. So the covers are old Italian songs and whatnot.
This year I saw that Andrea what's his name? The blind guy.
He wasn't there.
He rode up in a
horse the first night. Oh,
yes,
okay.
the blind guy rode a horse
some of this
all
stuff.
the way up the stairs to the theater.
You were like, how the hell did he do that? I said a lot of trust. So the past few years has been kind of a shit show of
What was
performers.
the name? What was last year's winner? Manskin?
I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but yeah, Manskin and like I don't know, like real Euro club music and
Not for you.
just music that I was not into. But this year seemed to be a bit more throwback, traditional, like these kind of cheesy Italian pop songs and like some old guy in a cowboy hat and like kind of cowboy-esque at the beginning, but then it's just like a cheesy Italian song.
To be fair, we don't know old pop culture from Italy. Like I'm
True.
sure anyone who is native born in Italy knew who that guy was, but
True.
we don't know old.
But there was a
Filipino
lot of
culture.
also whisper singing, like where it's like, well, look, are you gonna like belt anything out? Like everyone could sing a little whisper song.
So who's the winner?
I was like, I don't know. Then there was a couple female singers that were awesome, and one was like a group that kind of Lady Gaga-esque. I mean, not nearly as good, but I thought, okay. The guy who won was I don't know. I felt like it was cheesy because his name's Sal, not because of his name. His name's Sal Da Vinci, but he sang a song about Sanremo. It's called like Sanremo and Me. So I don't know. I felt like it was kind of like playing to the crowd in that sense, but
Well, okay.
I don't know. Everyone else's songs are, I don't know. I feel like
You weren't. That wasn't your guy.
That don't impress me much.
Okay. Now, 2 seconds. Explain the Eurovision Song Contest.
Oh, okay. So Eurovision then is the like European talent like music show that each country sends a representative from. So the winner of Sanremo gets the first option to go if they want to, and of course they go. But then so Eurovision is like
the big time. That's
big
the
time.
Big one.
Watch the Will Ferrell movie.
It's excellent.
You will think it's so ridiculous, the movie, but I feel like it's one of those like Fellini films where they have the real people as like extras and shit in it because it feels so real, like so over the top, so bizarre, and it's a real sense of country pride to sing your original songs in your native language also, and then because the whole European stage and everything, but. What were you gonna say?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. You had a grin on your face.
No, that movie is worth watching if you,
It
to
is.
get a little idea of what Eurovision Song Contest is.
So what else is going on in Italy? Italy was just named again, but this time I think throughout all of Europe. But Italy has the highest life expectancy in Europe, and the average age is 84. Within that, La Marche is one of those blue, I think it's called blue states, blue flags, blue something, where so not only does Italy have the highest, but within Italy, La Marche is one of the highest. We kind of joke it's like the Florida of Italy, where for quite some time a bunch of Italians would retire out here as well. So that kind of led to a bit of an influx. But the reasons, and I would say that I would totally agree with the reasons that they...
Oh, I'd say that data checks out. I know a ton of octogenarians.
Oh, for
I know
sure.
one guy who's working fields this morning who's like 80-something years old.
Absolutely. I talked about Emma at the Boar Hunters
How
lunch,
old
and
is
she's in like
Frankina?
94.
How old's Franchino? Because we went to his 80th birthday party a while ago.
He's probably almost 90.
Yeah.
He was born in this house.
He's
a
almost
lot.
90, and I can guarantee you he's on a tractor this morning doing something.
Oh my gosh! And between Piobico and even just Urbania, one of the next town over to the north, if you will, the amount of times I see on like Facebook pages for the villages that help celebrate so and so's 102, and you're just like, wow! And these people look incredible. Anyway, the factors.
I don't want to live to. I don't want to live to.
I do not either. That's insane. That's a little too much.
That's too much.
It's too much. It's a
102.
little, it's a little
it's a-
saucy. It's a little much for me. Who needs it, as your grandmother would say. So here are the factors why. And like I said, I totally agree. One is the diet, obviously. The next is strong family culture.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Lots of multi-generational houses I know around here.
The third, daily movement.
Get off your ass and do something. Absolutely.
Walking through town, whether it's the winter, like keeping your house warm with wood. And you, like Maria Moki, they still had wood coming up to heat that fireplace.
But she's not moving. She's not shuffling.
She's
the
not
wood.
anymore.
But she'll, yeah.
But you're still, she's still picking it up and putting it in. Accessible healthcare. That makes sense. And then the last one, which I think is probably one of the most important, is, and this kind of combines the second and the third, but a tight-knit community.
Yeah, there's still a community out
There
here. Absolutely.
really,
if you want to be part of it, there's absolutely a community.
Exactly. And that's the wonderful part about where we are too. Like you said, if you want to be part of it, and that's all it takes is wanting to participate in that stuff. Because these people out here also are, at first they don't trust you. I mean, honestly, the kind of death stares or steely glances when we first moved here, and like people were nice, but there wasn't a lot of waving to each other on the road. There's a lot of stranger danger at first, but once they get past that and see that you're here, if you want to be part of it, they will welcome you in, and they're just excited to have you.
Yeah, but absolutely, everyone should come to another region though. We got.
Oh yeah, we're good here.
We're good here.
Check out Abruzzo, you guys.
Yeah, Abruzzo, Umbria.
Oh my gosh! So we're lucky to live among these active elders. That's for sure.
Hope it rubs off.
Well, Rosanna turns 80 this fall, and she's been. I feel like the last year or two, she's like kind of sprung back.
Stella gets her groove back.
Maybe.
What else do you have on the thing?
Speaking of Stella getting her groove back, I misunderstood, and I thought that the old ladies were talking about Maria Moki having a companion that brought her something for Valentine's Day, and I just kind of kept my mouth shut. But and they said something. Oh yes. Anyway.
Companion can mean a lot of different
That's
things.
true too. So then we're having dinner. We're having lunch together with Rosanna and Gaji for his birthday. And I said, I got to ask, when we were at Maria's, does she have a companion? I thought you said that. And she looked at me so straight and she goes, are you dumb? She goes, Maria, having a companion? Are you dumb? And I go, well, who were you talking about the Valentine's Day gift? And she goes, the woman's name was Vera, but they love to say La Vera, like La Anna, La Rosanna, La Maria, the Vera. And I thought that they were saying, like, I thought at one point she looked at me and said La Vera, and I thought she was saying like the truth, and like
it's true, like
truly, like truly, and in dialect. But no, they were saying the woman's name to me and making sure I understood her name, but I didn't. And so
20 years,
totally.
dude. This is messed up.
I
Listen,
know.
we gotta.
I know. So I was yes. Moving along. What else is going on? What do you have going on? Today, I'm heading to a wine tasting at La Bruscia Cantina, close to Fano, kind of maybe 20 minutes inland. And many guests have gone to wine tastings there, but I've never been. So they're having a big open house day
for the agriturismos,
for like restaurants and agriturismos to come and have a lunch and whatnot. So I'll take some pics and share my favorite drink.
Monday afternoon, buzz on and drive home. Nice.
Solo. What do you? Oh, and today you've got a big day.
Today the we have to do another pass through the garden with the tractor. We're gonna rip it. The ripuntatore, we're going to rip up the soil. It's nice and dry, and weather is coming later in the week, so it's good to get that going. We are starting today, the beginning of March, we are starting onions, and we are starting peppers, hot peppers today.
That we are.
I'm pointing at you because you're the pepper starter.
I am. I'm the seed starter. I'm ready. We will close out this podcast. Anything else you wanted to add?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. We got to get the day going. So we will close this out with a few dates that we still have available for spring and summer. The fall is damn near done. So if you were hoping to come out this fall, get a hold of us ASAP. We do have some space for the butchery workshop. Mid-October, October 14th. But other than that, September and October are damn near done. But this spring and summer, end of May, we've got the 21st to the 24th, May 28th to the 31st. first with our Taste of La Marche, which is our 3 nights. Come, welcome dinner, depending on the weather is nice, a pizza night, and then a seasonal cooking class. Usually we'll do our dinner party class with a few antipasti, a primo, secondo, and a dolce. So a 4-course spring meal, tons of recipes, photos, all of that. It's a blast. Then we've got the market, trip, and pizza class workshops going on throughout the summer. Check out those dates for June and July and August. And then we also have in August both our super family friendly 3-night stays or our 1 week, August 6th through the 13th. If you want to come out for a week, let us know. Otherwise, have a good one, and we will try to record one sooner than later. Have a good one, guys. You know where to find us, latavolamarche.com, LATAVOLAMARCHE, and shoot us an email, shoot us a message, and we'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.
Sentire Media.
Hey, podcast producers and show hosts. Do you want to join a podcast network that celebrates all things Italian? At Sentire Media, we understand the allure of Italy and its unique culture. Our devoted team of hosts and producers are all driven by their shared passion for Italy. And we work tirelessly to create the best lifestyle podcasts and content that will whisk you away to the very heart of Italy. With us, you can savor the mouth-watering flavors, get lost in the stories from the past, break down the cultural barriers, and truly immerse yourself in the vibrant traditions of this intoxicating country. If you have a great podcast idea or are already in production and would like to join Sentire Media, head over to sentiremedia.com, that's SENTIRE media.com, and find out how to submit your show.